When it comes to animation, I have a pretty high threshold for the bizarre. I love animations that are quite curious and quite peculiar and that make you just raise an eyebrow because I think they're a lot of fun. However, with Journey to Oz, I raised eyebrows for the wrong reasons. This is one of the most messy, peculiar, bizarre, parodic films that I have ever seen. This was released in 2017, and the description from IMDb is as follows. Young Dorothy leaves for the land of Oz with a group of friends. Upon arrival, the travelers realize that Emerald City has been renamed Urfinville by the cunning and wicked Urfin. So this is quite loosely based on The Wizard of Oz. I'm not the biggest fan of Wizard of Oz in general, but I do love parodies and kind of adaptations because I love the concept and I love seeing different versions of it and how they bring Oz to life. There's very little of bringing anything to life here. It's a very flat narrative that's just all over the place and doesn't make a lot of sense and has a lot of rubbish threaded throughout it to try and make it interesting, but unfortunately it just never ever does. I thought the beginning with young Dorothy could have been quite interesting, but once we first meet Urfin and we spend more time than necessary with Urfin, I quickly realized that this was just going to be an absolute nightmare to watch, where nothing made sense, and not in the fun way, where you're baffled but you're fascinated by the animation style or the characters. It was just really terrible. I don't want to really spend too much time talking about it. I just want to say I do not recommend it. The animation style itself is okay. There's nothing wrong with the animation style. I think the colors were sharp, the lines were crisp, the movement was fluid, the color palettes were pretty engaging. The editing of the film in terms of scene by scene, yep, everything is absolutely fine. The voice acting is not a problem. Obviously, I watched the English dubbed version. It's just the narrative. The narrative, I'm using the word narrative very lightly. It's a chaotic mess, and it's all over the place. It's back and forth. I can't really say anything more than that because I don't want to go into too much detail about it. I don't want to give this film too much time. Why am I talking about it anyway? Well, to say avoid it. It's very, very, very rare that I will completely suggest that a film is avoided at all costs, because usually there's something going for it. You may like the characters or you may like the narrative style, but with this, the characters are not interesting. Obviously, we have the classic Scarecrow, Tin Man, Lion setup, but unless you are like the world's biggest Wizard of Oz fan and absolutely have to watch everything based on it, which I get, I'm a fan of certain other things where I have to watch everything even if it's rubbish. But if that is not you, and you don't care that much about the Wizard of Oz, I'd say that Journey to Oz is one that you're definitely going to not want to watch at all costs.